Hello everyone, this is you. Wait, no, it is me. Actually, I think that it could be any one of us at some point in our life. What you are about to hear stems from research that I have conducted in the last several weeks. I'm going to explain what could happen when anyone, like a judge or reporter, does not think or act ethically when it comes to writing or researching in criminal trials. Our journey begins at the courthouse, so I guess we better get over there. Before we can even step inside, there are reporters awaiting to see the accused and get their big story. Criminal cases make up a significant portion of the news. A reporter's strongest protection is to provide the fair and accurate report, but let's be honest, does that actually happen? They get into trouble when they rely on the following: informal disclosures made by law officers that are not privileged, providing information that could be false, and reporting only on courtroom drama. Reporting on these things is ethically wrong and can have a negative impact on the trial. More often than not, the reporter does not realize they made an unethical decision until after this story was published and they see what the results are. Now it is time for us to finally get inside the courthouse. It is important to remember who is involved in these cases. First, there is the judge, and then there are the lawyers, one for the defendant and one for the people, the defendant themselves, the jury, and lastly, any witnesses for both sides. For this project, I am going to focus on the judge and their impact on the case. The judge has several different roles. They run the trial, ensure that it is conducted properly, and make sure that everyone's rights are respected. The judge receives evidence presented and hears from the witnesses. In my research, the most important part was deciding if the accused is actually guilty or not. All judges are different, but those I spoke to mentioned conducting research. When it comes to a tough case, more often than not, they like to see what the earlier decision or precedence was. By doing so, they can ensure that the decision will most likely not be overturned by a higher court. When conducting research, they must do so ethically. In situations like these, the ethical decision is to pick a case similar to their own. For example, they should not research a case on murder when their case actually involves a robbery. The judge has to take into consideration the accused's life is in their hands. Whatever the judge decides, guilty or not, impacts the defendant's life forever. If the judge decides the defendant is guilty but makes the decision unethically, they send an innocent person to prison or jail. If they decide not guilty unethically, they can set a guilty man free. How someone ethically writes or researches has a bigger impact than they realize. People can have an impact without even knowing it.